Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. And man, I'm still bewildered. I really don't know how the Coyotes dropped that point against the Flames, but honestly, overall, I'll take it. I'll take 3 points out of 4 on back-to-back games in Alberta on the road. I'll take it. Obviously, should have been 4 points. So let's dig into it. Some things to unpack. The Coyotes have not played a complete 60-minute game in a very long time. I think the last complete game the Coyotes had was probably against the Rangers. I mean, against the Islanders, no. First period, awful. New Jersey Devils, awful first period, down 2-0. Buffalo, awful first period, down 2-0. Montreal, whole game was awful. Colorado, a lot of penalties in the second period, managed to hold on, got a very important third goal and held on to a lead, a 3-0 lead, and they won the game. It was a bad second period that didn't come back to bite them. Against the Edmonton Oilers, up 2-1 in the third period, too much defending, Oilers tie it up, push it to overtime, Coyotes win. Not a very good third period. Against the Calgary Flames, the second period, yes, they allowed 1 goal in the second period. It was 2-1. But man, 4 penalties in the second period, and after such a great first period, it was just unfortunate to watch the Coyotes not have that same energy and oomph and emphasis on offense in that second period, and that kind of bled into the third period where they got into penalty trouble again. Barrett Hayden, I think, had 2 penalties against the Flames, and finally the Flames bring it to within 1. It was 2-1 coming into the third period. Then the Coyotes got a very important third goal, but it was 3-1, took another penalty. Flames made it 3-2, then with the goalie pulled, they make it 3-3, go into overtime, and the Flames win 4-3. So, yeah, I mean, the Coyotes, it's been a pattern in the past 2 weeks, I would say, of the Coyotes having a bad period at one point or another. And it hasn't really been in them in the rear end lately, but just against the Flames, that's a point that they gave up when they should have shut it down and locked it down. When there's 3.5 minutes left in the game and you're up by 2 goals, you should not be going into overtime at all. And then overtime's a wash on its own. I mean, the Coyotes had great chances in the overtime, but the Flames ultimately caught a tired Phil Kessel and Alex Goligoski on the ice and scored. In the late third, Grabner had 2 breakaways and Hinostroza had a great chance, and they couldn't buy it in. They were trying in that third period. It wasn't as bad as the second period, even though they allowed 2 goals in that third period. They were generating some high danger chances in that third period, but just the second period, too many penalties, guys getting out of rhythm, and just a bad recipe for success. Should have locked it down with that very little time left, but it didn't happen. Against the Oilers, a much better game. McDavid with an amazing, beautiful goal, and then Grabner answering right away. And from then on, the Coyotes just, played good Coyotes hockey. They had a lot of chances, a lot of offensive zone time. It was 1-1 for a while, and then Carl Soderberg with a great individual effort goal from his own end, blocking a chip pass from the defenders and carrying it all down the ice while Edmonton Oilers defenseman was draped all over him, just steamboated his way to the front of the net and scored top cheese. It was a great goal. And then in overtime, Nick Schmaltz to Derek Stepan, beauty of a goal. Derek Stepan really needed that goal. It's been a while. I think it was since the first game of the season since Stepan scored against the Ducks. I think it's been that long. And speaking about droughts, I mean, both Gaudreau and Keller came into this game with double-digit scoreless streaks, and both of them get a goal. Keller's goal was amazing. Such a great shot. Great feed by Schmaltz. I've been saying Schmaltz's name a lot in this video, and I've been saying his name a lot in other videos as well. I really think he's the best Coyotes player on the team right now. Still can't believe like, this is what Dylan Strome should have been. And it's good that, Schmaltz really came in and evolved that center position from Strome so quickly. Obviously, he was injured, but I'm just trying to say how, instead of waiting for Strome to develop into that player, which I don't think he was going to under this Rick Tocchet system, it's good that Nick Schmaltz is just an evolved and more mature Strome who puts up points, scores goals, has amazing shot, and great passing skills. But yeah, Nick Schmaltz is great. What was I talking about? Don't remember. The step on goal. So yeah, they won in overtime against Edmonton. No Mike Smith in net. Pretty special game. First game the Coyotes has faced against Dave Tippett, their former coach. Pretty emotional. I mean, it's always great to see Dave Tippett. I really didn't like the end of his reign in Arizona. I'm glad John Chaika was able to pull the trigger and part ways with Tippett and seek out a new coach in Rick Tocchet. But, Edmonton's such a funny team. I really expect Edmonton to not make the playoffs. I mean, everyone was a ghost on that team. Their defense was really bad. You only noticed McDavid and Draisaitl. I didn't even hear Nugent Hopkins. I didn't even hear his name that whole game. It was just McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kassian. Yeah, Cassian's alright. He's not amazing skill-wise, but he gets in there. He's gritty. He could score, and he's just in your face. And he was the other noticeable player. The D-man for the Edmonton Oilers, like I said, not great at all. Fumbling the puck. They were giving the puck away to the Coyotes all night, just like the Colorado Avalanche game. And then moving on to Calgary, I mean, the Calgary Flames were asleep for like half that game, and it was good that the Coyotes, pounced on that opportunity, got a 2-0 lead. But the Flames started to wake up as the game went on. The last half of the second period and the third period, the Calgary Flames were awake. Kachuk, Goudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, Giordano, all their star players out in full force. A little bit Tobias Reeder. I think he had one good shift. Tobias Reeder, man, he had a rough season last year. I think he has one goal this year, so good for him. But yeah, unfortunate for Coyotes to lose against Calgary, but they got 3 out of 4 points. Should have been 4 points. They got Columbus and Minnesota coming up at home. So a bunch of a bubble team in Columbus and a basement team in Minnesota should rack up some points there, because this month is brutal. The month of November is brutal for the Coyotes. And they just got to keep picking up points and keep on trucking. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.